So today we have RoboCop from his movies taking on Terminator from his movies. Who wins? Well, let's find out. So, Alex Murphy was a great cop and loving husband and father, but after being critically injured in a car explosion set up by criminals, his wife had Omnicorp turn him into a cyborg, known as the RC-2000, aka RoboCop. In doing this, his physicality was enhanced tremendously. He's strong enough to easily bend a gun barrel, easily break chains with his grip, and to easily reach through a wall and pull a guy through that wall with one arm. He's completely bulletproof, fireproof, and he's just fine after falling 100 stories and a small building busting explosions. He's withstood being directly hit with two rocket launchers, which caused his car to explode, and hits from the RoboCop 2 and the ED-209. And he's fast enough to instantly disarm men before they could fire, and he's even caught a bullet before. Due to his training as a cop, he's an expert hand-to-hand fighter and marksman. His primary guns were his N1408 and an M2 battle rifle that he usually dual-wielded. He also had a retractable blade in his right hand, which also acted as a USB, and he could remove his left hand and replace it with various guns, like a flamethrower or the small missile launcher, known as his gun arm. And finally, his helmet enhanced his hearing, granted him infrared vision, and it had an internal zoom capability, which increased his aim and granted him enhanced tracking, targeting, and bullet trajectory, which allowed him to make ricochet shots as well. But in the other corner, Terminator. The T-800 Terminator was Skynet's first cybernetic organism with living tissue over a hyperalloy endoskeleton. It was strong enough to easily smash through a steel vault door, punch through and bust through concrete, rip apart the T-6100 in half, hold up an 11-ton bus with one hand, and temporarily hold open two gigantic steel doors that was powered by powerful hydraulics. It's durable enough to survive being hit by a semi going 50 miles per hour. It's completely bulletproof and fireproof, shrugged off multiple grenades, is fine after being covered in molten steel, and survives several massive explosions just fine. It's surprisingly fast, being able to evade explosions and disarm men before they could fire. It has a neural net processor CPU, or learning computer, that holds data files on the human anatomy and physiology to make it a better killer. It also holds data files on advanced infiltration techniques, advanced hand-to-hand combat and marksman skills, and extensive tactical analysis. It normally carried the Winchester lever-action shotgun and automatic assault rifles, but it had great accuracy with virtually all firearms. Uh, it can also learn from past experiences, which had allowed it to defeat more advanced series like the T-1000 as well. So, who's stronger? Well, RoboCop easily bent gun barrels and broke metal chains, easily pushed a van through a metal wall, easily reached through a wall and pulled a guy through that same wall with one arm, punched through a metal door, broke down a large locked door, and matched the ED-209 and RoboCop 2. But the T-800 easily ripped apart metal doors, sent other T-800s flying, easily ripped apart the T-600, smashed through a steel vault door, punched and busted through concrete, held an 11-ton bus off a bridge with one hand with relative ease, temporarily held open a large automatic closing door that was powered by powerful hydraulics, and he matched the T-1000 and T-3000, even tackling the T-3000 through several metal machines. I'd say the Terminator is stronger here. What about durability? Well, RoboCop easily withstood being knocked around and sent through walls by the ED-209 and RoboCop 2 like it was nothing. He was completely unfazed by fire and electricity, completely bulletproof. He was fine after being in a car explosion caused by two rockets, and he's routinely gotten back up and walked away from massive explosions and a 100-story fall like they didn't even happen. Literally just got right back up and just walked away. The only thing is though, is that his joints in like his knees and elbows are weak points in his cybernetic body. But anyways, Terminator uh, is also completely bulletproof and fireproof. It's fine after being hit by a speeding 18-wheeler, several car explosions, a massive explosion, and a fall off a dam. He's routinely walked off grenade explosions and was unfazed when molten metal was poured on top of him. And he easily withstood several attacks from other T-800s, as well as a beating from the T-3000. I would say they're fairly even, but it's because of RoboCop's weak joints is why I'm giving Terminator this advantage as well. And now, moving on to speed. When it comes to speed, but these two, no one thinks about it. But both are actually surprisingly fast. Terminator has been able to evade point-blank explosions and easily disarm men before they could even fire their gun. But RoboCop is definitely faster, as he straight up caught a bullet before. Without a doubt, he is faster. So, Terminator is stronger and tougher, while RoboCop is faster. So what about skill? Well, due to his police training, RoboCop is an expert hand-to-hand combatant, and his enhanced physicality only makes him a more dangerous fighter. He easily bested whole groups of thugs and criminals, beat the ED-209, and eventually the RoboCop 2. But I think Terminator is better here. He holds data files in advanced hand-to-hand combatant and marksman skills, advanced infiltration techniques, and extensive tactical analysis. He has a learning computer, which holds data files on the human anatomy and physiology to make it a more effective killer. He also can learn from past experiences, which allowed him to beat more advanced series like the T-1000 and T-3000. In addition, he easily killed the T-600 and several T-800s as well. But in terms of versatility and marksmanship, I'd say RoboCop is better here. His primary weapons are the G1408 and the M2 battle rifle that he usually dual-wielded and had extreme accuracy with. He also had a small retractable blade in his right hand, which also acted as a USB. But more importantly, he has his gun arm, which means he can replace his left hand with various guns like a flamethrower or a small missile launcher. He's the better shot because of his helmet. Not only does it grant him increased hearing, tracking, and infrared vision, but it also has this zoom capability, which allowed him to target foes and increase his bullet trajectory, which allowed him his accuracy allowed him to accurately hit ricochet shots. Not only does Terminator not have this capability, but he's probably only carrying his lever action shotgun or assault rifles, which aren't going to do anything to RoboCop, unless, of course, he hits the weak joints, which he will know about due to his scanners scanning them. Also, none of RoboCop's guns will do anything to Terminator either, aside from the small missile launcher, but I can't see that being enough either. So, who wins? Well, it's gotta be Terminator, as he holds more advantages. He's stronger, he's tougher, he's more skilled and experienced, has no real weaknesses, and overall has more advanced programming due to being from the future. It would be a good fight. RoboCop would fight hard, but the T-800 is winning. Terminator wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all that great stuff. See you on the next one. Peace.